all hot for Alaska's ANUS, her brand spanking new debut album chock full of marvelous musical goodies. Not only is her music dominating the charts on iTunes, but it's SHE-larious to talk about all the titles of her songs, like Pussy, Nails, Beard, and Anus.
Today, the fabulous Alaska Thunderfuck joins us to talk about ANUS, her new album, her drag dreams and nightmares, and the possibility of being on Drag Race All-Stars 2.
Plus, all your questions. Don't miss it. I'm Fausto Fernos.
I'm Mark Fillion.
And this is Feast of Fun. This is a free podcast without Alaska's music made available on our YouTube channel, Feast of Fun. Subscribe here and get all our fabulous Cooking with Drag Queen videos, video podcasts, and more. If you want more, you can only get it here on youtube.com/feastoffun.
If you want to listen to the entire podcast with musical clips, visit our site, feastoffun.com/tag/Alaska.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, sorry, my computer broke. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Congratulations on dropping your anus. Most people would be kind of concerned about that, but for you, it's a good thing.
I know, with a little bit of surgery and it's really just working out fine.
I'm actually really crazy about your anus, and I'm not just saying that because you're on the show and you're my friend. It's a very, very strong album.
That's so nice. Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
I love it because it's almost like you dismembered a body and then wrote like a song about each thing. Anus, pussy, beard, nails.
Thank you. I'm glad you get that. I'm glad you understand.
How are you, Alaska?
I'm very well.
I am doing just fine. Thank you.
I am doing fine.
I love that you called it Anus. It really is a great album with a wonderful name. But when you guys were in the process of deciding what the name was anyone on your team going, I don't know if we should call it Anus?
I'm glad that the people who were helping me make it all happen were like trusting me.
Yeah.
Because throughout the whole thing, I was very like, I had melodies in mind for songs and titles for songs, and I wrote a bunch of the lyrics. I wrote most of the lyrics. And so like, I'm glad there was no one there who was being really like, no, it's not marketable. It's not going to sell. It's not going to play on TV or in libraries or whatever. I'm glad my manager, I'm glad everyone at Killingsworth was really like supportive and trusting. And I couldn't name it anything except Anus.
Why were you drawn to Anus?
Aren't we all?
I've always said, like for years, I've just always said the word anus as like a punctuation to end sentences. Like, I'm bored, let's go anus. And like, if someone would ask me like an important question, like, what's your cure for world peace? I would just say anus.
So your answer to what are the world's biggest problems is?
Anus, exactly.
Alaska, you've had an extraordinary year. You got signed on to be American Apparel's like It Girl, along with Courtney Acton Willem, and you have a hit album in your hands?
Yeah. Yeah, those are great things.
You've been so busy. Where did you find the time to write and record this album?
We did it really fast. They would send me stuff. We did a lot of it remotely. They would send me like music, and if I liked it, we would like get on Skype, and then we would like figure out what the melody would be, and then I would go and take the music and just like walk around with it in my earphones and like make up words. Like Beard, I wrote when I was just walking around London.
So the process was that like the producer would send you a bed of music and then you'd be like, nails, nails, nails.
Well, Nails I made a long time ago.
Yeah.
I made that song like right after Drag Race.
Do you remember what you said when you first described the song to me?
What did I say?
You said that I wanted a song that was really stupid.
Well, I think we achieved it with that one.
And there's something like really interesting because you described the album and on the songs on the album as a love letter to drag, sophisticated and then at the same time really stupid.
Because music works when it's like stupid. Like it works because when you're dancing, you're not using your cerebral parts of your brain. You're using your like base, like your base lower chakras, and so it's not about like thinking. Music works when it's like dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of like stupid has become the new black or something. It's like I was trying to explain this to a friend of mine who's a filmmaker, and I said not dumb, but stupid specifically. And it was kind of like with the Black Eyed Peas first song, which they went "Let's Get Retarded" to "Let's Get It Started."
Yes.
You remember that when that song dropped?
I remember this. I learned the song when it was "Let's Get Retarded."
Yeah,
I was in college and we were singing it, and then like a few years later it came out and it was "Let's Get It Started." It works either way.
well, and it's no disrespect to special needs people or people who are with disabilities. It's meant the idea that there's this idea that it's very freeing to be silly.
It is, and when it's like it's just going with your instincts and going with your like following your pleasure. Mm-hmm. I guess.
Let's talk about the actual tracks now we started out here in the show. We played the opening track to your album, Hi, with 4 E's.
4 E's, yes, that is correct.
Why 4 and not 3 or 6 or 8?
Well, a lot of people write it with 3, and I think 3 gets the job done, but 4 is like making it that extra like annoyance.
It's the finger in the butthole, kind of puts you over the edge.
Exactly. But like sometimes I'll be signing stuff at a meet and greet and I'll be like, I just write it with 3 because my hand is tired from writing. It's hard to write 4 E's, okay?
Well, I love it too is like, did you write that intentionally to like open your show, or because I know you guys do that at Battle of the Seasons, it's the first thing you guys do, isn't it? Or that when you're on tour with them?
Yeah, we did. I wanted to write a song that was really that was like an introduction to a drag show, because like I was really inspired by Jimmy James and that song Fashionista, where she's like, everybody line up, no ugly people allowed. Do you know that song?
Yeah.
It's so good. And like I've been to so many drag shows across the country, and they use that song as like they play it to get everybody ready for the drag show. So that's what I was picturing when I was writing it.
Well, it's pretty clever too because it puts you in the beginning of the show, and so everybody's like, "This is Alaska's show."
Well, I mean, other people can perform it too. I won't be mad.
But with the Battle of the Seasons, like where other drag queens raising an eyebrow, be like, why does Alaska get to go first?
No, bitch, because no one wants to go first.
Oh, they don't?
No, because they're too busy putting their makeup on in the back and getting ready.
Yeah, bitch, no one wants to have to go immediately first. I don't mind it. Even like at the Blue Moon shows in Pittsburgh, I would always go first. I would always like open the show, and then I would host the show. And so like I don't know, I guess I'm just used to it, and I like it.
When I perform, I like going on first because the audience is a clean slate, and you can do whatever you want to. They don't realize that. They're all like petrified.
Right.
A lot of performers are petrified of the fact that the audience is cold.
Yeah, and the bar is set so low because you have a stage with nothing on it, and then you come out, so it's, anything's up from there. Right?
I love a low bar.
I think a lot of people are saying like you win them over immediately when you say tipping is compulsory. If you don't want to know what compulsory means, I'll spell it out for you. tip these men.
What does compulsory? Compulsory means like you're supposed to do it, right?
It's required.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen it on signs.
Oh, in drag bars, tipping is compulsory?
Never in a drag bar do you see that.
You know, I love
But
it.
no, you should tip everywhere. You should, like, whenever you can. Like, always
girl-
tip your waiters. Always tip your coffee person, even if they're just pouring you a coffee.
People are
I'm
saying that
sorry.
you girls are making a good living, and at the same time, you're still accepting dollar tips from your fans.
It's a gesture, I think.
Yeah.
And it's an interaction because, like, a drag show is only, I mean, you're only on stage for like 4 minutes. I like to be on stage for 7 minutes, 7 minutes in heaven. But, like, there's a lot of people. It's very crazy. But, like, this exchange that happens is like a moment that you share with each other. And you know, I'm sure it's really scary for a lot of people to approach this shrieking harpy that's on stage, and you get to like share that little moment. So it's not even about the money. It's just about like the exchange.
But is the moment more special for that individual if they give you a 20 as opposed to a 1?
Well, see, if they give me a 1, then usually I get a bunch in my hand and then I throw them. You know, that's the great drag gesture. You know, when the song hits, you throw the money. But if they hand me a 20, that goes directly in the brassiere. I'm not throwing that on the floor.
Because sometimes I see some drag queens like doing creative things like putting their money in a blender. And I said, it was like, next time, let me take that cash. I'll write you a check. And then you put that in the blender.
Oh, that's such a brilliant gag. Does she still do that?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while.
Well, you know, there's so much feces and coke on the dollar bills that maybe.
What?
Yeah, every dollar
On
bill.
money?
On money, yeah. There's always like trace amounts
Yeah,
of
it's-
cocaine and feces. Money's dirty.
So if you lick those dollar bills, you can get high.
Feces? How do you get feces on your dollars?
Because people don't wash their hands after they poop, and there's poop on anuses.
Anus.
And,
It's
you know.
all about
All
the
right.
anus.
And
Everyone
also, too,
with-
this is a little tip for all the listeners out there, too. If you're going to do lines of cocaine with people, use your own dollar. Because a lot of times people use a dollar that somebody else has, and they can get little micro cuts in their nose. And if they have hepatitis C, you can transfer hepatitis C via cocaine use.
All this talk about cocaine is making my nose itch. I just sneezed. It's like a trigger, like an old trigger.
Well, you
You're
know,
not supposed to
McDonald's
sneeze.
used
Suck it
to
back.
give those little Coke spoons with their coffee. And they stopped doing that.
Oh my gosh. See, that's more sanitary, though.
You can get little gold-plated ones, though, I think, on the internet.
Yeah, they sell McDonald's Coke spoons. They used to stir your coffee with, but they were perfect for.
Oh, yeah. I always love
snorting.
girls that have like those necklaces that's just a bunch of Coke spoons.
Right, a selection.
Yeah.
So I'm looking here. So it's Hi, then comes to Anus, the title track.
Yes.
You know, for a song called Anus, there's sure a lot of talk about your pussy hole.
Well, it's really the whole region is important.
The taint.
Because, like, the album moves through the chakra systems of your body. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like
Yeah.
your
Chakras.
lower chakras are like your anus, and then your genitals, and then your navel, and then your heart, and then your throat, and then your third eye, and then your crown, which is like the very top of your head.
I think one of them is your money center.
Which one is the money center?
The pussy, honey. Because as long as you got a pussy, you got money in your wallet. Okay?
Honey, I know that's your money center.
That's just a little joke I heard from a whore.
Gotta
As long as
breathe.
you got a pussy, you got money
I
in your
gotta
wallet.
breathe, baby. Hold on a second. I'm gonna. Now, your song "Pussy." I have to say I love your music, and it's at the same time, you are such a brilliant person for naming them pussy, anus. Anybody doing an interview with you must be this wonderful gag.
No, it's cool. And it just turned out that way. I had a song that I wrote because I say I love your pussy all the time to people. Because when people say I love you, like fans or whatever, and I don't know them well enough to say I love you back because we just met. Mm-hmm. So I say I love your pussy instead.
Jezebel said that they could easily see John Waters writing a movie based on the song.
I would love that. That would be stunning.
One song we really, really like is This Is My Hair, I Don't Wear Wigs.
Oh my God, we sing this all the time on the way to the gym.
Oh, good.
I take my vitamins.
This is my hair, I don't wear wigs.
It's basically the Amy Vodka House track.
Was Amy Vodka House in your mind when you sort of created this Eastern European character for the song?
I was in Croatia doing a show, and so I got to be over there for a week, I think. And so I was hanging out with people over there, and they just have this wonderful accent. And Amy Vodka House has that accent, sort of, because she's Bosnian, which is the same sort of area of the world. But like my mind was just thinking in that mode.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They talk about things with a certain dispassion. Very kind of matter, right? Sometimes you're just kind of like, well, it's like this, like that. But
yeah.
I was kind of hoping that you can do a parody of the song and said, I don't have hair. This is my wig.
Of course. You can do it. Anytime anyone in like conversation is like, this is my cat, then you like immediately start this is my cat, I don't have a dog.
So what was the inspiration for the lyrics though? Is this something you overheard somebody say?
It's something I always said, because I get offended when somebody says, I like your wig. That's you don't say that. You don't say that to a woman. You don't say that to a drag queen. Oh. You don't say it, like, don't make assumptions about what is growing out of my head or what is not. It's not your business. So if you want to compliment or comment, just make sure you are clear that it is hair.
Well, T.S. Madison calls it a party hat.
Okay, I like that.
I like the party hat.
Because it is a trigger word for a lot, especially black women. You don't go up to a black woman and say, I love your wig.
Or your weave.
Never.
Or your weave.
Absolutely not.
Never.
Okay. I knew you didn't do that with women. So with drag queens, don't say wig or weave. It's always just hair.
Honey, this is my hair. As I'm speaking with you, I have long, flowing, luxurious blonde hair. It's silken and flaxen and blowing in the breeze.
Wow.
I love how the phone just kind of like cut off right at the appropriate time.
You can get a Brazilian for that too,
I take my vitamins. Pay no attention to the lace on my forehead. I mean, you have so many good tracks in this album, but to me, this is the most fun. And there's a certain joy in all your music.
Thank you.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, and I hate comparing artists to each other, but it's like everyone's like going, oh, not another drag queen track, another drag queen album. And for you,
You've heard it too.
You've heard that criticism, that complaint.
Yes, I have. But personally, I fucking love drag music. Oh, yeah. And anytime any queen puts out a single, I jump out of where I'm sitting and I fly over to iTunes and I get it.
The joyfulness and the humor that is inherent in all your music, I think is really great. Thank you. And part of it, I don't know where that's coming from with you, because I mean, you've had a lot of obstacles and a lot of like hard times in your life, and yet you manage. A lot of people say what they like most about you is not just that you're a strong performer, that you're fun, that you have a really strong sense of humor in everything that you do, and it's an undercurrent.
Sure, yeah.
And how do you manage, like, not to just go crazy and like want to kill everybody? Like, I mean, because your career, everybody thinks that you like this overnight sensation, but we've known you for a while, and it's like we've seen you kind of struggle throughout the years, and to see you doing so well right now is really satisfying, I think, for a lot of people, because if we see somebody like you succeed, then our dreams don't seem so futile and so empty. What is it RuPaul said? If it can happen to me, it can happen to you.
Did she say that?
Mm-hmm. Hold on to your dreams. Hold on to your dreams. She did that in the movie Wigstock.
Exactly, honey. Now take that down to the 101 freeway and get your ass out of here.
I noticed that RuPaul stopped telling people to leave in the middle of her act. Did you notice that?
What?
Like in the
She
90s.
used to do that?
Yeah, in the 90s she said, everybody say love, love. Everybody say love, love. Now get the hell out of here and, take that out.
No, yeah, she would say, now take that down to the Chelsea Piers and get your ass out of here. Or it would be like a geographical thing that was in the city she was performing at. So let me think of a Chicago one. Okay. Take that down to Harpo Studios and get your ass out of here.
Harpo Studios isn't around anymore.
Do we have the death knell for that?
Dun, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Dun.
I'm sorry.
Rosie killed it.
Take that down to the Chrysler building? I don't know.
Wrong city. At Sears Tower. Wrong name. There's like the Trump Towers here in Chicago.
What is a freeway in your
the
city?
bird sanctuary is where gay guys go to get their dicks sucked in public. Maybe.
Oh, girl, that is a sanctuary for the bird. Mama.
It's illegal. Do not get caught.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I noticed that you're quoting Laganja. Come on, in your fantastic video. Come on, nature.
I know. God bless Laganja. For everything.
There's a lot of talks about All-Stars. They haven't cast it yet.
I think it's cool, and if they call me, obviously I'm going to say yes, because when RuPaul calls, you answer. I owe so much to that man, and I love him.
It's kind of like you girls are like Charlie's Angels, and he's like Charlie putting you on a mission.
Hey, I'm down. I will accept it, and it will self-destruct in 30 seconds.
I talk to a lot of drag queens, and there's this recurring thing that they all, whether they've been on Drag Race or not, they always have dreams about being on the work floor on Drag Race again. Do you ever dream about it?
Oh my God. I just had a terrible drag dream last night. It wasn't in Drag Race, but it was at like a huge drag festival. And basically, like, I wasn't in drag, and they told me I had to go on stage. And so I was running around trying to get my things, and I couldn't find them. And then they told me they gave away all my stuff except for the stuff they thought was cool, and they kept for themselves.
So you went on stage naked.
It was terrible. But no, this does happen. This happened. My roommate Jeremy has dreams about Drag Race constantly.
I had my first one last week or something. Fausto has them all the time.
What, you were on Race? Salty pepper? Wait, Saltina?
Saltinas is always what yours usually involves Manila, right?
It's always Manila Luzon is hogging up the glue gun, and RuPaul's like, don't worry, Fausto, we're eliminating you first, so don't even bother.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, but I have to lip sync for my life. And she's like, no, you don't.
Oh, damn.
Mine was very reminiscent of my anxiety dreams when I used to wait tables or bartend. It was like, oh my God, I have to get this done, this done, this done. And there's like a pile of things you're just never going to get it done.
Oh, that is fucking terrifying.
It is.
Your pianist, lovely guy, Jeremy.
Yeah.
He plays, I guess, he's the one who sort of turned Nails into a cabaret song. In track 6.
He wrote the piano music.
It's so lovely.
Right? He's amazing. And he also wrote the piano music for The Shade of It All. But he's actually playing it in the song Nails intro. So that's why he's featured on it. And yeah, so I was like, I want like a fancy thing at the beginning of Nails.
I was listening to your tracks and I was like, God damn, this music's good. It's almost like makes me It makes me jealous that I didn't think of it first.
Thank you. I wanted to make a bunch of songs that sounded really different because I want to do videos that look really different. Because the music videos are really where the like fun is for all of this. So that's why like they sound really different. So they're gonna be like different videos with different directors.
When you were developing the shade of it all with Jeremy, and then you turned around to Courtney and Willem and said, "Hey, I want you guys to sing on this." What was the experience like juggling all that big talent inside a recording studio?
Again, I'm so lucky to be like working with people who are trusting and who just like say yes and want to do stuff. So I love that about Courtney and Willem. They're amazing. And so they just came in and literally just like they hadn't heard the song, and they just I told them a few things here and there that I specifically wanted, but then I was like just improv and wail and whistle tone and scream at the end, and they just did it. They did it really fast.
I just thought that you just kind of like secretly recorded them and didn't tell them you were going to use it.
Do you plan on doing a video for each song?
Right now we're talking about a few. We're working on getting the shade of it all together. We're working on getting Legendary together. We're working on ANUS. So like, I don't know. I would do one for every single one, but it's just a matter of time, I guess.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for like a single take video of you like just by yourself. It would be so awesome to see that.
I know. I wanted to do that for High, but it's so hard. We were on the road with Battle of the Seasons, and like that was my original concept. I wanted High to be like the Spice Girls. The "If You Wanna Be My Lover," that one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, you try doing that with 12 drag queens. It was hard enough getting everyone to come to this after party that we ended up filming at.
Well, there was this like the scene in Hawaii where everybody's playing poker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know half of those queens don't know how to play poker.
Well, take a look at the cards. I mean, it basically is more like a game of Go Fish if you want to be real about it. Because some of us are holding 20 cards, some of us are holding one, like some of us aren't holding any. It wasn't real. My inspiration was the intro to Roseanne, where they're all sitting around the table like a big dysfunctional fucked up family and just having a good time. So that was where that came from.
Well, has touring together closely on a bus with everybody on Battle of the Seasons giving you guys an ability to get to know each other better and to gossip a little bit?
I love it.
Because I know you girls are talking
great.
all sorts of shit on that tour bus. Some of it gets back to me, you know.
Sure, like what?
I'm not going to bring it up. I really don't. But
There must be an extraordinary amount of camaraderie because you're on a.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you guys are on a bus, right? Traveling from city to city. And I looked at that tour. That tour is like strenuous. You guys went hard boots for months.
It was, and I was on the whole thing, and I love it so much. I feel the most at home when I'm on the road in a bus.
On Peaches Christ, Joshua Grinnell on Facebook wants to know, are you excited about playing Nomi in the upcoming production of Showgirls in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Are you ready to thrust
I'm
it?
very excited. I'm gonna thrust it. I've been practicing that goddess choreography, the nail move. I've got my horror look nails all ready. They could have gotten Janet Jackson to play the role. They could have gotten Paula Abdul. But they chose me, and so I just hope I can be as good as the show.
Well, honey, you are, my dear. You are.
You are what Peaches Christ's movies are all about.
Yes, San Francisco is all about.
I'm so honored that she asked me to do this because I've been wanting to do a midnight mass show with Peaches for so long, but it's been like scheduling, and then it's like, what movie are we gonna do? And we've just been going back and forth, and then she came and she asked me if I would do Nomi in Showgirls. So I was like, this is like the ultimate midnight mass role because she usually plays her, right?
Yeah.
No,
She has in the past.
She has in the past. I think she's most recently because now that she's older, she's been playing the Gina Gershon. She's been doing that character. I don't know if she's ever really done Nomi. I think she's always been because she's the top bitch.
I think she did it once because there's photos of her in the blonde wig. So
yeah, maybe.
So I don't know. I mean, I only saw it once and it was really great.
Maybe very, very early on in her career. You know?
She's been doing it for like, what, 30, 40 years?
So the show's been around for 22 years.
Yeah.
She's been doing it for 20.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's amazing.
So 2 years after the movie came out.
She's been doing it 18 years.
She's been doing it for 18 and
at 20 years,
and the movie's 20 years old.
Yes, that's what it is. And then she's going to figure out, like at the 20-year mark, whether she's going to continue it or not. On Facebook, Blake.
Oh my God.
I know. She's throwing down the gauntlet. If she doesn't get Elizabeth Berkley to come, she's going to stop doing it.
I hope Berkeley comes. I hope Berkeley comes when we do it in San Francisco. I think that would be amazing.
It must be weird not having them come all over you like that.
Wait, what?
Are you serious?
It's a line from the movie. The
No, it went.
Oh, I'm sorry. It must be weird not having them come all over you like that. Oh, so it's not funny anymore if I have to repeat it.
We could just fix it and add it and post at it. Elizabeth now she's embraced the movie, so you never know, she might show up.
I know. I hope she does.
Blake Horner writes on Facebook, Alaska, you seem to have been a feminist voice in the drag community recently. Do you consciously make decisions in your own art form to combine drag with women's appreciation? In what ways do you attempt to keep Alaska as a proponent of an accepting community without sacrificing the funny, cutthroat nature of drag?
Wow, that's so nice. Well, I think it's important for all of us to be like nice and kind and respectful of each other. So that comes down to like let's talk about our internalized homophobia. Let's talk about our internalized transphobia, our internalized racism, sexism, because all these things are within us. And so the more we can like look inside of ourselves and sort of like figure out these things and just like examine what's there, then I think we're going to move toward a more like Star Trek type world where people are like fucking civilized.
But the moment that we have one of those holodecks, you're going to be in it having sex all the time.
Only sometimes within moderation. Yes, I will put like Zeb Atlas in it. And then like
like Zeb. Speaking of Zeb
Atlas, enough money to
Cutler
buy him
X.
now.
Do you guys know who Cutler X?
Zeb Atlas. He's for rent.
Yeah, you can rent him out, honey.
Do you guys know who Cutler X is?
I'll Google it.
That name sounds familiar.
Amazing. He's amazing. He's kind of my obsession. He does porn.
Oh, he's a big black dude.
Oh.
It's Cutler X on Twitter. Is that?
Yeah. He looks familiar.
Yes.
He looks familiar.
Do you know him personally?
No, I haven't met him. I just know his work.
Well, if he's a porn star, you just hire him for an hour or two, and
just have him be in your next music video.
I would do it in the holodeck, but I wouldn't. I don't know. It's too.
Listen,
no,
he's
not
got
real
rent
life.
to pay,
That's too much. Holodeck.
Oh, Corey, your brother. One of the most well-received web series is you and Corey, like, just clowning around in front of the camera. First it was like Bros for Cash, and then they just said, fuck the video, fuck the game show, just let them do whatever they want.
I know, you're totally turning your brother out.
I'm pretty sure Bros for Cash is the name of a porn site. Just saying. I'm serious. If you search that, we will come up, and then gay porn will come up.
Marianne Marola, you're a super fan.
She's
Now-
ready
I
to
love
marry you
Marianne.
and have sex with you. she
Now,
said.
when you guys bring that super fan onto the fake super fan onto the stage during what is it? The
Battle of the Seasons.
Battle of the Seasons. That is based on Marianne, isn't it?
Wait, what?
When you guys do
The
that,
Ben de la Creme character?
yeah,
Yeah.
No, that's not based on Mary Ann.
Are you
She
sure?
thinks it is.
We all think it is.
Yeah.
Well, she has a question for you. She goes, most drag queens love and appreciate beauty. What is your best advice you'd give to someone who is not blessed with symmetrical or traditional beautiful features?
Well, first of all, you have to like embrace it and rock it, whatever you have. I mean, of course, you can go under the knife and you can do all that sort of stuff. But I think the important thing is to just like rock whatever you do have and just make it your like best feature. So take your thing that you're most insecure about and then like make it your like signature thing. Like people used to call me horse face. And so I started wearing horse masks and embracing it. And now like the horse is like synonymous with power and beauty and you know.
So basically what John Waters said, take your worst feature and exaggerate it, accentuate it, and own it.
Yeah, like James St. James says, if you have a hump, just throw some glitter on it and go out to the party, girl.
Does James St. James have a hump? I didn't know
I
this.
don't think so.
I think he had it removed. They scraped it off.
Right, she had a back brace like Forrest Gump and it straightened it out.
On Reddit, Buddy311 wants to know, can you talk about your creative process in interpreting familiar pop songs? Your covers such as Foolish Games, Total Eclipse of the Heart, and I Have Nothing are so singular in their mix of camp humor and serious emotion. I want to know more.
That's such a good question. These songs are so good. They're so well written. And so just having the privilege to sing I Have Nothing is like such a pleasure because it's such a fucking well written, brilliant song. And it's full of real emotion, but it was created during a time when like the production was really campy. Like, we're gonna have this really suspenseful key change. And it's like that's really campy to me, but it's real. So it's like it's that combination of like, you know, high camp and real. It really does mean something to me, but it's also campy as fuck.
I Shit Sparkles.
Good name.
Great name. Is there anything that you're kind of over? I think I heard you say at one point, while you love hearing people quote nails, you feel like you can't go anywhere without wearing nails or you get clocked for it. And it'll look like you're having scurvy. Is this the tea? What are you over? Is there anything else?
That song is a coffin that I have nailed myself into because now I can't do drag ever without nails on because it's like, but I mean that's good. It's a good detail to do anyway. I'm over high heels, guys. And you asked me if there's anything that I want to announce on this podcast, and here it is.
Dun,
Okay?
dun, dun. There's a payoff.
Heels are no longer mandatory for drag. Heels are dangerous. They are harmful. They are painful. They're torture devices. Listen, if you're doing Pride and you're going to be getting up in the morning and getting in full drag, and you're going to be out on the hot, steaming cement all day into the night, working your ass off, do not wear heels. You'll be in pain and you'll fuck your feet up. Wear flats. Wear boots, wear sneakers. I don't care because they don't show up in pictures anyway because it's all about the fucking waist up. And so flats are completely acceptable. I'm coming out in favor of flats.
You know, here's a little secret rule that we have in cooking with drag queens. we tell all the drag queens to take off their goddamn high heel shoes
Yeah.
because it messes up our kitchen floor.
Well, one of them insisted on wearing shoes, but they weren't like high heels or something like that.
Yeah, you can wear like cha-cha heels, which are like flared at the bottom. But those tight little stilettos just are murder for a laminate or hardwood floor.
And also, too, it makes them much taller than us on the most part. And the other thing, too, is though we tell them like the camera won't capture it, but we kind of lie because the overhead camera does capture the feet a little bit. So poor Kimchi, I think you can see her sneakers in there. I'm sure she's mortified.
Oh, it's fine. I think it's beautiful. Heels have really fucked up my feet. Like I have really terrible corns, and they don't go away. Like they're so there forever. I mean, maybe I can get surgery. I don't know, but like I wonder what irreparable damage I've done to my skeletal system because of just wearing heels so much.
Well, you're the number one requested queen for Cooking with Drag Queens. Will we ever see you back in our kitchen?
I would love to do it. I love. I mean, I don't really cook that much, but I love cooking with you guys.
We want to. You said you wanted to make pizza. Oh, I'll do whatever you require, baby.
You guys should be in drag. I love when you do drag.
I'm trying
you're
to.
You're the only person that ever says that. We asked the audience. They said no.
I'll do anything to make you happy, Alaska.
Anything.
Okay, stunning.
Well, almost anything.
Oh my goodness.
Within a reasonable time of day.
Okay, great. Gorgeous. Yeah.
I've had a couple of drag race girls text me at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning.
I think I've been one of them, actually.
Wanting to do a quotations interview.
Yes, one-on-one. A sit down.
Also on Reddit, Hardcore Shellfire asks, what's the strangest gift you've ever gotten from a fan? And do you keep all the gifts you get? Because you guys get, like, people line up and they I'm sure sometimes you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to take all this stuff home from a show.
I love it. I got some really fucking good gifts last night, let me tell you. I got a skirt that says, come on nature, come on natch, come on shrubs, come on greenery, come on bumblebee, all over it. This young woman made it for me. And then I got a little fuzzy pink purse that says ANUS on it, but the letters are made out of nails.
Fun.
And I got a plastic coffee cup that has a drawing of me as from the American Apparel ad girls, and it says Ariana Venti on it. And she is so good at details that it is the actual ounces that a Venti is from Starbucks.
Oh, that is good. Well, are you gonna like put it all in a museum or something, like the Alaska Smithsonian?
I keep them all. The closest thing I've gotten to a museum is the unofficial video for High, which I I just featured as much of these fucking cool things as I could to give a little shout out and give a little love to everybody who's given me these really sweet things.
But your apartment seems very uncluttered. So are you putting these like in a warehouse somewhere, or?
How do you know what my apartment looks like?
Yeah, how do you know?
Because you sent me pictures of yourself inside of it.
Oh my goodness.
What kind of pictures?
Normal photos.
What's normal these days?
It's not Pearl's photos.
Girl.
No, I mean, are you like organizing these in any way, or?
I have a storage unit where I keep a lot of like drag. I keep a lot of like gifts and things that I don't regularly use.
Yeah,
because I like to keep my home very. It's really tiny, but it's really efficient. And I just have my like walk-in closet for Alaska, and she just stays in there. But the rest of it is like a workspace, a resting space, and like, just being really just like utilitarian.
You know, and there's been a lot of conversation lately about like drag queens sort of burning the candle at both ends and getting so exhausted that they can't like think clearly. But you seem to like have a really good head on your shoulders about balancing your career and taking care of yourself. Is there anything that you can say to the drag queens that may be listening to this podcast on how to balance those things out besides just telling your manager, hey, put sleeping into my itinerary?
Right. And it's hard because like I understand David, our manager. I'm so grateful to have him, and he's gotten me so many great opportunities. And you do have to you have to figure out for yourself what your balance is. Of course he's going to take the opportunities because that's his job to get you these opportunities.
Absolutely.
So like I mean, I like taking whatever opportunities come my way because I'm just grateful to be like working and able to do it. But it's a lot of work, and so like, you know, there have been days where it's been show after show after show and not really having a lot of rest and just sleeping in planes and whatever. And it's really hard, but so I don't know. I guess advice would be like, when you're not working, like really just turn off and let your batteries recharge. Like I'm so into just like Netflix and Grubhub when I have a day off because I need to just sit still and lay flat.
It's funny because in theater school, one of those warm-up exercises was just like, did you guys ever do this lying on the floor and just breathing? I love that. And it's like, I always tell people, it's like, you know, all those all-nighters that you did in college, they were actually trying to teach you something about success, that if you ever have to face it, you're just going to be like having to handle all sorts of stress being thrown your way.
It is. It's a lot of work, but it's good work. And I'm really, there's a siren.
They're coming for us, girl.
Honey, it's a siren is a saying that
podcast is on fire.
ANUS is hot, hot, hot. And it's on the top of the iTunes dance charts. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it was #1 on the iTunes dance chart.
Honey, that's no small feat.
It's great. And it was #3 on the Billboard dance charts for the week it came out. And it was like number 86 or something overall on Billboard, which I don't know. I'm very proud of that
Top
number.
100, honey.
I think 86 is a cool number. In a restaurant, it means you've run out of it. So like 86 cilantro. We don't have any left.
Well, Alaska, it's time for you to 86 from the podcast. I love talking to you, sweetie, and love hanging out with you. You're going to be here in Chicago on Tuesday.
Oh my God, yes. So wait, when is this coming out?
This will be a Monday show.
Yeah, the day before your show.
We'll probably put it up Sunday evening.
This is so good. I'm so excited for the show at Roscoe's on Tuesday. I'm flying in Gia Gunn. I'm flying in Laganja Estranja. And
you don't have to fly her in because she just drives from down the street.
No, Gia Gunn is in like Denver, I think.
Okay.
And so she's coming in. She's agreed to come in and be in the show with Laganja. And I'm bringing in Jeremy, my piano player, my friend Nick, who was in the Book of Mormon on Broadway. He's going to be like singing backup vocals. I'm going to have like, I think there are going to be queens from Chicago in the show as well. I don't want to give away all the surprises, but like, it's going to be really cool. And we're doing the whole album like a concert. I'm really excited.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
I look forward to it.
Well, put us on the list, and we love seeing you. We look forward to seeing you on Tuesday.
Thank you. Thanks for talking with me, God.
Honey, I love talking about your anus.
And I love talking about yours.
Bye, darling.
Bye.
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 Alaska Thunderfuck lives in Los Angeles, California, but is originally from Erie, Pennsylvania. You can check out her new album. It's her debut album, ANUS through our website, feastoffun.com. And of course, it's available on iTunes. I feel so much yummier. Hold on, my hard drive just kind of stalled there for a second.
Always a joy talking to Alaska. She's such a great person. All people from Erie are great. Well, not all people, but many people.
I think, what is it, that Broadway actor, Nick
Adams.
Nick Adams is fantastic and gorgeous. You, Alaska.
Ann B. Davis is from Alice from Brady Bunch. Well, she's dead now. You know.
Alice,
she was from Erie.
She and Sam the Butcher. That's the only meat she ever got delivered. She was mostly asexual throughout her whole life. Famous asexual celebrity.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Well, what's her name? Carol Brady she said, I don't know if she was a lesbian or transgender or what. So there was something there.
Well, and she lived in towards the end of her life in some sort of like religious seclusion. You know.
Yeah.
Making pork chops and applesauce every day. They're like, it's okay, you don't have to cook anymore.
But I think she must have been pretty jiggy with it at one point in time, because there's that one scene where the Sid and Marty Krofft show, they had the Brady kids were performing at the Hollywood Bowl, along with like Sigmund and the Sea Monster and all the Sid and Marty Krofft people, like H.R. Puff and stuff. And it's Mr. Brady, Alice, and then somebody who's obviously, I don't know.
Very gender non-conforming person.
Yeah, pretty much a very butch looking, either a drag queen or I'm
transgender person or very butch lesbian.
Yeah. And they're all sitting there drinking scotch, you know, so like in the bright, Hollywood sun.
And we had to like freeze the frame of the camera because it kind of pans across the audience. And we're like, is that Mike Brady? Is that Robert Reed sitting there in the audience next to Ann B. Davis, Alice, and some very unusual looking woman? And he's like downing what looks like a
they all have some scotch.
Rocks and hard booze.
I think, I don't even know if it was on the rocks. It looked like it was just scotch.
I think it must have been an amazing time. These guys are like sitting there watching the Brady kids dazzle, And it's interesting now that these drag queens like Alaska are the new Brady kids, Like the audience is so young for them and so enthusiastic. What was one of our guests who's the writer for Forbes? I'm blanking out. Jackie Huba said that they're the new Disney princesses.
Aw, what a sweet compliment.
And I agree with Jackie. I totally think that's definitely what's happening here. It's like the paradigms of beauty and innocence and childhood is being redefined here.
Well, it's like I loved drag when I was a kid because like when you play with gender, children really adore that because little boys love to play as little girls and girls love to play as boys all the time.
Well, as human beings, we all have this innate ability inside us to be something that we're not used to being. And so drag and costumes and Halloween attracts the child in all of us because it allows us to transcend our everyday existence.
And the only drag queen I really knew as a kid growing up was Geraldine, Flip Wilson as Geraldine, who's, look him up on YouTube. He's really great. He's really dumb and trashy.
So here's the question everybody's asking, maybe on their minds, or no, the question no one's asking is, when are our drag alter egos making a comeback?
I got to get some hip pads.
We're working on a hip pad tutorial with the Vixen, and that'll be coming up on our YouTube channel. Hey, guys, we want to remind you that Feast of Fun would not be possible without your financial support. We do this podcast. It takes a lot of time and money and energy to do it, and without your financial support, we would not be able to do that. We pretty much put up all our content somewhere along the internet for people to enjoy. But if you want the convenience of getting our premium podcast 5 days a week, go to feastoffun.com/plus and upgrade, excuse me, and get yourself Feast of Fun in your mobile device all the time. That's really that easy.
Yeah, and it's super convenient. You can listen to all the podcasts that way in a very easy way. I also want to remind folks, too, that we have T-shirts for sale at our store, feastoffun.com/store. Get your Hunty T-shirt today, or your Not Shaven Gives Me More Time for Misbehaving T-shirt.
We have all sorts of T-shirts inspired by classic moments in drag. Because, darling, The shade is strong with this one. May the fierce be with you always. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.